Hello, peoples. Pop out the chat. Move the window. Maybe I can make this chat bigger. And it doesn't change the size of the font. What the fuck? How is that possible? Well, Monsieur Becker, it is glad to see that you were early by a bunch. TJ, Ron Clark, hello, sir. Britt, hello. Uncle Guns, Stevie Stevens, Stevie Steve. I'm going to come up with something better to call you. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by Rock God Brewing Company, proud sponsors of the Tremis Dynamics Tuesday night live stream. It is Tuesday night, isn't it? I hope so. If not, it's the whatever night it is live stream. So, I am not drinking one of their beers tonight because my friend Mike left me some unfiltered apple cider stuff here. It's only like 5%, but I was drinking it with dinner and it's not finished yet. He'll probably text me any moment like he likes to do in the middle of my live streams. Tonight we're going with the hat, so because the hair is getting bushy, I might just let that go for a bit. New style thing, all the cool kids are doing it. Yes, I thought the hat patch combo was pretty all right. And the hair underneath it's rough, totally rough. Well, I've got a list of stuff. Things on the front, shit on the back. See if we get to all that. But since Becker showed up early, I don't know if he's actually like still here or not. But if he is, I went down today to my shop in the basement and was working on some stuff. Ooh, shit, stuff everywhere. Made up a olive drab Mo SL grip with the sugar cookie. It's for me. It's not for anybody else. But it is. There are 2 SL grips I've done like this. The other one is also olive drab and on my SBR, but it kind of sucked, which is why I kept it. And I might replace it with this one because it's so nice looking. Oh, speaking of which, speaking of stuff, Adam Hall, hello, sir. Colt Manny, hello. I have a rifle downstairs that has a Geisley aluminum trigger guard on it. You could probably find pictures of them on the interwebs and whatnot. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's black. Well, I guess that's wrong with it. Easily paintable. However, if somebody out there has a Magpul olive drab trigger guard, the plastic one, just the whatever plastic one, I will trade you. So I'll trade you like a $7 trigger guard for like a $20 trigger guard, a plastic one for an aluminum one. So you get the better end of the deal just so I can get a green one because Magpul has kind of dropped the ball with the olive drab. I don't even have a gun necessarily picked out for that green one to go on, but I'm trying to scoop up a couple extra green ones just in case. Yeah, Josh, I mean, like Becker's buying up a bunch of grips, but I could probably do it like as a bring me your shit and I'll do it to your stuff, but it's not super fun to do. Although I did just do a trial, and Becker will have these on his website. Although I don't know how they'll do, but I have party mags. So where the little things are that you would like put the dots to mark which mag it is, it's covered in a band of sugar cookie. So like when it's in a rig, they're there for that. However, like a grip, if it's like a $20 grip and you pay $40, or I don't even know what he charges for it. like it's a one-time thing. If you want a magazine's like this is an M3, so it's like $15. And if it costs like $25 to have it this done to it, and you had 100 magazines, nobody would fucking bother. So I don't know if the mag thing's going to pan out or not, but the first batch of them is done, and he's going to throw them up there and see like if they do the thing, and we'll see. Like you'll have to go there and buy them. Like the first batch is limited quantities, and if they sell, I guess we'll do more, and if not, Josh, I agree. Yes, pistol grips and handguards are the way to go. The magazine thing is just a trial run. Jason McConnell, hello, sir. Dustin, hello. But those are actually on my list. The party mags are on my list. I thought they were on my list. I brought them all the way up here. Didn't put them on my list, so I can't cross it off. Hello, sir. Mr. Mike Crystal, hello, hello. So did some sugar cooking today. Masked off a bunch of magazines, masked off the grip. And then I masked off some more stuff. So those of you who have the Instagrams, I posted an Instagram photo half hour ago or so, giving an indication that the rifle painting tutorial starts filming tomorrow. Now there's a bunch of steps before the painting, so those get their own portion of the video. I'm going to make some stencils. I also have some stencils from a couple different companies. We'll talk about the pluses and minuses, all those in the video. And then there's the masking, and that gets its own little, tutorial part. And then they get the painting. So the painting is coming, but you got to give me a week or so to film and then put it all together. And I hate editing, so it'll definitely be January though. Gabe, hello. That is iced tea, not the finishing of my cider. Totally not what I was expecting. All right. Speaking of videos, the solid copper shootout video is edited and posted over on Patreon. So if you're one of my Patreons, thank you so much for being awesome. And you can watch the extra long video comparing solid copper 115 grain pistol bullets. They're all 9mm. As my friend Don Numbers says, if you're going to pick a self-defense pistol, don't go any smaller than 9mm, and don't go any larger than 9mm. But otherwise, any caliber you want. But that video is done. You may go watch it if you want. See who won, how they did, the surprises in there, because there was some surprises. Solid copper is done. Speaking of solid copper ammunition, I just saw on Defiant Munitions website today that all their 5.56 loadings are in stock, ready to ship. So if you need some go time bullets for your big gun, or not like your big gun, but not your little gun, they have some right now, 55, 62, 69, and 77, I believe. So whatever your flavor is, they have it in stock. Go get it while you can. I don't have a coupon code because the 2020 code expired in 2020, and I haven't been told my 2021 code to give you all out yet, but the bullets are ready to be bought. Adam, I thought the video was exceptionally boring to watch. It took me a lot to put it together because there's a lot of like picture in picture. And I used my phone for slow motion. And I hate to call anybody out, but there is a person who comes to a lot of study groups whose last name is Marr that isn't this guy. And he was running the slow motion camera, and a number of the pieces of footage, the recording started the split second after the round hit the gelatin. So like it started as the gelatin was still going. Boom. So I got 10 seconds of slow-mo of nothing. So some of them, I only got like 2 or 3 good slow-mos. And then I had another camera set up watching the shooting happening. And the battery died at one point, apparently, and I missed one of the rounds. So there's no footage whatsoever of the Barnes going in. Is it the Barnes? I think the Barnes going in the gelatin. But I got the picture, in the picture of the video. I have a photograph of it showing the afterwards. But I don't have any footage of it going in because camera shit and stuff. Zachary Bush, hello. So there's something I thought about that when I realized I had no Barnes footage. I'm pretty sure that if Barnes were going to pay me to falsify the results, they would have wanted not the results that I posted. Most of that comes down to Barnes was the only round in there that was not at a +P loading. So it had a lower velocity, which gave me exactly the results I thought a lower velocity would have. So, but I think the video goes live for everybody this week, sometime, maybe Thursday. I don't remember, but it does go live for everyone. Patrons just get to watch it early. It's like fucking 20 minutes long because when you're trying to do like some type of testing on, a dozen different bullets, I can't, talk about each one and how we tested and keep it under 10 minutes. So y'all just have to hate me or ignore it. What I didn't want to do was make it a 2-part video and charge my patrons twice, like once for each video. That would have been not cool. So I just made it one big ass 20-minute video. I have some primary arm stencils, Colt. You know what I thought would be awesome about those stencils? Bear with me here. So you get a sheet, and the sheet is like, say this big. This is actually the results of the solid copper. So you got this, it's got like 20 holes cut in it. If you could buy another sheet that had no holes in it, so you could lay this over where you wanted it and then cover the holes you didn't want to use, how badass would those stencils be? But they don't sell a solid sheet. Although they could charge the same amount for it. I'm talking about $20. But $20 for a blank one, which literally would cost them almost nothing to make because they wouldn't have to punch any holes in it. Did they change their logo? I mean, I saw a different icon on Instagram. I didn't know if it was a whole new logo. I thought the new Instagram logo looked better. Not so like old fashioned, like the Smith & Wesson logo, which I don't like. Mike, thanks for the cider. It was good. It's actually the only one I got. Jen drank the rest of them. All right. So mention the Defiant. Paint video is coming. Speaking of social media, I had somebody ask me if I saw their social media post, and I think it cross-posted on a couple of social medias. And I was like, yeah, I saw it. Wasn't it cool? Yeah, it seemed all right. It was framed well, good lighting, that kind of thing. The little bit of artist in me appreciated it. I said, however, I'm not going to click like or heart or any of that stuff. I'm not going to share it because in the back is an empty rifle leaning up against the wall. And I was like, I'm just not going to help the algorithm on pictures of guns that are empty. I mean, I guess if you got like a gun tore apart, like there are times when a gun should be empty, but like sitting with a plate carrier or the target you just shot, with the rifle empty, like I'm not going to participate. Also, like you can be smoking hot, like Scarlett Johansson hot with like no clothes on. Like you could literally be Scarlett Johansson with no clothes on. And if you're wearing like the face diaper, the muzzle thing, I'm not going to also click your picture. Like anybody wearing a mask doesn't get a like either, because just nope. So for those of you out there, that's my tip for social media picture posts: magazines and rifles, and no masks on faces. Now, if it's a welding picture and you've got a welding hood on, like, okay, or a motorcycle helmet, well, riding a motorcycle, but not, a fucking face mask bullshit. Oh, I mean, she can wear whatever she wants, and like I'll just scroll so her mask is in the picture before I rub one out. But I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna click the little button. I might even screenshot it, and save it, and crop her off at the chin. All right. I had some fun things in my list as well, instead of just bullshit that like is depressing that needs to be talked about. Like someone said, "Hey, you going to talk about the election in Georgia today?" Nope, I haven't even been paying attention to it. No idea what's going on there. I assume there's a bunch of bullshit and there's problems and votes aren't going to get counted, and they are going to get counted, and there's pipe leaks, and like let's face it, I don't know when the last time there was a legitimate election in our country, but I know it hasn't been in the last few years. So it's so illegitimate. I don't care what they say it ended up as. It doesn't matter to me in the least bit. Hello, Blake. Gabe, I agree with you on your mask point. Ooh, unfollowing people for wearing masks. I like the cut of your jib, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter. I got to remember before I just go piling on to new subjects that there's a delay, and times people are still talking about the last subject, which then gets me all discombobulated. I'm pretty not organized with these things anyway. As far as like mentally being able to track them, I think I may have pointed this out once before, but there's one of these for like every live stream, just sitting up here because I can't keep track of shit. So what else we got going on? Any good stuff? I haven't mentioned the Georgia election. I mentioned something depressing in the middle of after the cool shit. Oh, that one's super depressing. That one might be a little inspiring. Hey, so for those of you that are unaware, we have an open-ish study group coming up. It is like normal study group. Someone in the study group has to invite you. If you are one of my alumni, I've invited you. It is going to be on the 16th, and it's going to be pretty fucking awesome. We are going to make people use radios, make them use land navigation tools, whether those be map and compass, GPS, things like that. We are going to do some convoy operations, a bunch of dry runs on some team stuff, and some live fire team stuff, all in the same study group. And it's not like little blocks, like I'm going to go over here and do this, go over there and do that. It's going to start in the morning with a set of instructions, and we're going to work all the way through each step, moving to different locations in our state while we do them. It will be awesome. And you should come to it if you fit the criteria. Like if you're one of my people who I've invited, if you're not one of my, if you're not a Tremis Dynamics alumni and you think that I might probably invite you anyway, like shoot me a message and I'll let you know. So that is happening, and it's going to be pretty spectacular. Oh, well, hello, JT Medic in Cleveland. I'm a small bit of an Indians fan. I didn't realize you had that many homicides there. Catching up here. Yeah, I was a bit of an Indian fan. Like, I'm not a huge baseball fan of all the sports that I would consider myself a fan of. Um, but the Indians have such a woefully poor performance. About they haven't won a championship in 8,000 years, and I really liked Kenny Lofton. So I was like, I'm going to start rooting for the Indians because at the time he played for them, and they couldn't seem to fucking win shit. I mean, they won a bunch of games and they made the playoffs a fair amount for a good stretch and could never win it. And I kind of like the underdog thing. So I was just like, I hope to see the Indians do well. I never bought a jersey or a hat or anything. But Tennessee bombing. Ooh, man, you want to go right to the fucking depressing stuff too, don't you? So there's a couple peculiarities I find with the Tennessee bombing. I guess we're going to go to the Tennessee bombing. Blake, no one can tell you the difference between an IED in Iraq and what happened in Nashville. It literally was an IED. It was not a vehicle-borne IED, regardless of what the media wants you to believe. There are pictures post-explosion of the RV. So that wasn't a V-bed because the RV didn't fucking blow up. So there's some other footage floating around of someone putting that explosive there. We just haven't seen it. Might not have anything to do with that fucking RV. Don't know. I will say this. There's a lot of suspicious about why that particular area was chosen and why the whole warning stuff, like evacuate, boom. What's also equally suspicious is how well the FBI apparently did their job, because we haven't actually seen them do anything for a long time that even remotely indicated they were capable of solving a crime if they were there while it was happening and witnessed it themselves. Like, they are pretty inept to the point that it's like they're criminally negligent for even being in existence. And all of a sudden, like 15 minutes after the fucking explosion, like before they even responded to it, they already had it solved. That's suspicious. I don't want to talk about fucking Wolf. Damn, Gabe. Damn, Cleveland only has 300,000 people. I thought it was more than that. I mean, I knew it wasn't Chicago size, but I thought it was more. Yeah, I agree, Blake. FBI hasn't ever done anything that, like, I'd never in my life, 46 years, have not heard one thing come from them that was like, good on you. Well, Adam, I will have to dig into going back and looking for them. I didn't save anything, but I will find them and post them up somewhere over on the Facebooks. They'll probably take them down because that's what Facebook does. What was that? Christmas morning? Christmas Eve morning? Somewhere right around Christmas, wasn't it? But yeah, there are pictures. The the photographs, especially like looking down the street, show the aftermath with the RV still in it. I gotta dig those up. Yeah, Christmas morning. Export good jobs and crippling depression. Damn. I can't remember saying, I can't say I've ever stopped in Cleveland. Driven past and through Cleveland on my way to the Midwest. You can always come to Pennsylvania. Like, we do cool shit over here. So the Nashville thing kind of segues partially into the top thing I put on my list like 4 days ago. And because that was kind of like the crowning jewel at the end of a shitty year. 2020 was not well received by most people. And that was like the last little topper that we got. And my prediction is that 2020 is going to look awesome compared to 2021. So I would not be surprised that halfway through 2021, people will be saying things like, remember when it was just mandatory lockdowns? Like, that's my prediction. I don't remember what caused me to think that at the time that I wrote it 4 or 5 days ago on the list that I kept sitting on my desk. But I don't know if one particular thing, but I suspect things are going to get much, much worse. We will see more IEDs next year. We will see more large groups participating in mass violence than we did in 2020. That's my prediction. All right. So what else we got going on? So I saw an article today on, I saw the headline and I had to click it because I wanted to see what they were going to say. And I don't normally follow these kind of things to this kind of place, but CNN had something about the SolarWinds vulnerability that was hacked, and like everything in the fucking internet ever was intercepted by some nefarious bad actor. And so I have talked to people who are more in the know than me, and I have just read what the government has said about it, and they danced 1,000 ways around saying China caused it, and the people that know them more than me are positive it was China. So I read this article from CNN about it where it said, as is well proven, Russians did it. And I was like, that's weird because the experts are all saying China did it. People that actually know shit. Okay, well, carry on. And so, yeah, CNN is already in the pocket of China trying to disinform people into believing that Russia was behind the SolarWinds hack and not China. Oh yeah, I saw some articles about the, and it wasn't just, what is it? Jack Ma is his name, I believe, the Alibaba guy, the Jeff Bezos of China. That fella hasn't been heard from in like 2 months. And what I didn't realize when I read the little blurb about it was that he was just the last of a number of Chinese billionaires who have not been heard from in weeks and months. And not really surprised that people just up and disappear in China, or that somebody would fucking Didi Mao out of China because they have what the government wants. So that is not super surprising, but very high profile. Like, if Jeff Bezos disappeared here, like, it'd be pretty much a big deal. So I equate it on the same magnitude for the Ma fella, Jack Ma. I guess that's it. I don't know. I don't pronounce shit. I read things. I don't watch things. So I'm not positive on pronunciations. But but yeah, that was surprisingly big. So if I'm incorrect about my predictions for how shitty 2021 is going to be, maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe it'll take longer to get bad, which would be great. I would prefer more time to be prepared for bad times. But if there's never enough time to prepare for bad times, so if there are things that you need to check off your bucket list, you need to do it quickly. So, like, and I'm not just trying to drum up people coming to my classes, because if I was doing that, I'd offer more classes. And fact is, I haven't. But if there's training that you don't have in some aspect, you need to get on that pronto. The quicker you get it, the more time you have to practice it before you might need to use it. If there are things that you need to have them yesterday. And if you're looking at buying something that's going to be great for you and there's a multi-month wait, be prepared. Have a backup plan for not having it when you need it. That's what I'm thinking. Most importantly, if you don't have a plan, when this live stream is over, you should start working on one for all the different potential bad outcomes that you could imagine. Start wargaming that in your head, because then you're going to find areas you're not prepared for, and you can start working on those, whether it be gear related or training related or other related, because there are other logistical issues like getting yourself some teammates. And if you're looking for teammates, we do this thing called study groups where a bunch of people come together, like-minded folks, and you might actually find some teammates. Just saying. It's weird. The way I push study groups, you think I'd made money off of them, but I don't. I probably lose a fair amount of money on it. Yes, fly too close to the sun in China and you're going to get burned. People that, ooh, that's a loud vibrating thing. People do well in China, and China likes that until they do too well. Ooh, Josh, that's horrible. Your peninsula sucks. Brittany, you've been doing a great job. Proud. Very proud. All right, caught up on that. That one, I'll leave that discussion for a different time. Somebody asked me, today, it was this morning. Hey, did you see this thing where Biden tried to buy votes in Georgia? Or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. Like at some press conference or something. Said, hey, if you all, like on tomorrow's thing, vote blue, we'll get those $2,000 checks out right away. And I said, nope, didn't hear it. And like, can you believe he said it? Oh, I can't. I can believe any motherfucker in office said whatever the fuck. Like if they came out and said, I murder nuns and rape children, I'd be like, it's fucking completely believable. I don't know what you want me to. You're not going to shock me with poor behavior from somebody in political office. However, I will make out a point. We are most likely 14 days away from the end of the Trump administration, and I have yet to ever hear him speak as the president. I have gone almost at this point 4 years without listening to fuck all come out of his mouth. I bet you the next 4 years are going to be pretty much the same, and I won't hear fuck all come out of. It doesn't really matter. When Kamala takes over, I won't hear anything come out of her mouth. I don't even know what her voice sounds like, nor do I ever intend to find out. So that was my thing on. No, I didn't hear what some politicians said, because I don't fucking care what they have to say. Josh, you could probably get quite a ways up the Susquehanna until you hit dams. But that might be worth looking into, because let me tell you, like, you don't have to own a boat. You need to know where there's a boat. I watched the final episode of Vikings today, and in it, a character said, "I'm a Viking. I can always find a boat." And I was like, that's like a tattoo. So yeah, you just need to be able to drive a fucking boat. And they're not rocket science either. They actually don't even have like, well, I can't say that. The boats that I've driven don't have any sort of anti-theft devices. Just a key. If you come cruising up the Susquehanna, like literally to the point where you can't cross, go upstream over a dam, you are certainly close enough to us to hook you up with the rest of everything else. Like come down and link up and scoop you and all the shit in the boat up. Boat security is a conversation for a study group. Huh. I like it. That is a good conversation for a study group. Oh, speaking of study groups and that kind of stuff, I have a class, a seminar coming up on the 17th. It's the day after the study group. There is a prereq for it that says you have to have had me as an instructor for a 2-day class. If you have not had me as an instructor for a 2-day class and you would like to come to Concealed Carry for Scofflaws, shoot me a message and we'll figure out how well I know you and whether or not we can do it anyway, even without the prereq. Current events tell me that it's the kind of information that might need to get a little more widely spread than I had it in the last few years. However, if you don't know what it's about by the title of it, it's not for you. Well, Josh, you could probably use Google Earth to narrow down some rally point areas and any water hazards you may have to traverse. And, like the rest of it, we can take care of. Yes, come up for the study group, stay, come to the seminar. All right, let me, yep. Don't give a fuck about the last president. Don't give a fuck about the next president. Literally, like if there's a federal agency, there, what's the word I'm looking for? Federal institutions, not agencies. Federal institutions are irrelevant. You should not let them play any part of your life. Do your thing. They can do theirs. All right, that one I'm skipping. Study group, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I have one here called The Grind. So let me take you back to a time when I was playing competitive sports. So for a couple of years, I'm going to get my calculator out so I can figure out what, so that was, and so I'm doing math. I'm not real good at math. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't work. That would have to be 8 times. Oh, that would make the math easier, wouldn't it? Still. So, doing the calculations in my head, we had a group of people between 8 and 30 big, do over 600 hours of practice for the sport that I played in a year. In that year time frame, a couple of those years, I was working anywhere between. There were a few weeks where I had 40-hour weeks, but there was a lot of 80-hour weeks as well, and I still managed to get hundreds and hundreds of hours of practice in, and that was just so that we might be able to win. So we had a big group of people. Somehow we found a large group, like more than 24 people, who would put hundreds of hours of work and all the money. Like we paid for everything ourselves, into getting better at skills. And then when I see people who should be more mature and more wise when it comes to the time that they put in to prepare for life-saving events, I know folks who literally like, oh, well, I take a 2-day class every year. I'm good to go. I've got 16 hours of training in, and that's it. It baffles me that, like, for essentially a hobby, we had guys sacrificing, like, fucking living out of their cars, so that they could practice to get better at something that was fun. And when it comes time to get better at stuff that might determine whether you live or die, people really cut corners. It was baffling to me. I don't have an answer. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. It was just, that's my social commentary on the evening, that there was a large disparity between the two groups, and one of them seemed important and one seemed not important, and the not important one was way more serious about preparations than the important one. And I should have did the math beforehand, so I didn't have to bother you all with using my calculator. Whew. Yeah, I don't care using the word hobby, or people in here might have a nervous breakdown, anxiety attack, or something. Let's check on the comments. I have not used 3 words app for maps, although, like I normally do, I'm taking notes. 3 words. I will check that out when I'm not on a live stream. I see TJ said it's for me, and I don't know what it was in reference to. So, all right. Either way, I'm as caught up as I'm going to get. So I watched a video today. Oh, Scofflaw Day. Perfect. Yes, you're on the list. Yes, I am supposed to read fast, TJ. However, it scrolls past, like your comment, all you guys talk, and then I miss everything up prior to it. And I'm trying to look at the camera so you guys don't watch this isn't the live stream. So trying to balance the production here. Although I saw a dude had a teleprompter hooked up to his comment section. Saw it on a YouTube video. It looked expensive. So he had that clear screen out in front of him, and the camera was actually filming through it, and he was reading shit off of it. And I was like, oh, that looks fucking great, because like I could read stuff while I'm looking at the camera. And but if I got to spend any money on it, not gonna happen. I have fooled around with my appendix carry journey, Steve. My signature holster is not ideal for it, although the 365 is certainly ideal for it. And I just have not got up to Bryant's. I got a couple ideas, and he thought they sounded doable. But as with most prototype things, when I get an idea, he's like, well, just come on up and we'll hash it out in the shop. And I just haven't got up. The only day I was up in his neck of the woods, he was working at his other job. So I didn't stop over. But I'm still exploring it. I should just probably grow a few inches taller and make it a lot easier on myself. But so inspirational. I don't have a book review for you guys yet, although I intend to start doing that, doing a Tuesday night live stream. Hey, here's the last book I read and how cool it is. And I'm reading just got a second book about German Shepherd puppies. So that was the last book that I read. It's fine. I actually read through like 80% of it and then went back and read the first chapter again because that's where my puppy is in the first chapter. But anywho, I did watch a video today, YouTube video. You should watch it. It is, and it's not new. I think it's been out for a little while, but it is about Sergeant John Chapman, Air Force Medal of Honor winner, and it is all the drone footage of, like, the ISR footage of the actions on top of Roberts Ridge that earned him the Congressional Medal of Honor, along with some narration so that you can see, because it's all done in thermal, so it's hard to pick out what you're looking at. So the narration is showing you like, hey, this is where there's a bunker and this is a person. And Crystal has the link right there. She just posted it. You all should click it. Like right click, open a new tab, so you can still keep on the live stream. And as soon as the live stream's over, you can zip on over to watch that. It is not long, like 8 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that, I believe. Maybe it might even be less. But it's pretty moving. It's all right. I also finished Vikings. I was not disappointed in the ending, but I wasn't super impressed with the ending. But it was a fine wrap up to the show. I'm looking forward to a spinoff series starting called Valhalla that takes place 100 years later. So we'll see how that goes. I was a little disappointed in Jacob Hello, Sir, with Vikings, how they portrayed Eric the Red, but not the way they portrayed him. He just wasn't in it enough. He had a little more influence in Viking history than what the show gave him. But I enjoyed it. And no spoilers here because they dropped the whole season at once, and they dropped it a couple days back. It took me a few days to finish watching it because I didn't want to rush right through and watch it all at once. So I know there might be people who haven't finished it, so I won't talk about the details of how it finished, but it had a fine ending. So you should watch that too. If you haven't watched any Vikings, you're in luck. They have 6 seasons. Seasons 5 and 6 are 2 parts, so it's technically like 8 seasons. And Catherine Winnick is in it. My God, is that woman beautiful? Like, I could just watch the show on mute as long as she was on it. Dell, sir, hello. Glad to see that you're here. Dynamic Week this year is in July. Jacob, I think like the 4th of July is like a Monday or something, and I think Dynamic Week starts the Tuesday after it. Like it's 7 days, not 6 days. So there's everyone that takes it gets an extra fucking day of training, and it's right after the 4th of July. If we're real lucky, Crystal will look up the dates for you because she's awesome at that. And Austin, hello, sir. 4 seasons behind. It's all right, TJ. My son Benjamin started watching it, and we've been watching it together. And so I'm like rewatching it, and we're in season 3, as well as I just finished season 6 on my own. $6.12. That's the 6th of July through 12th of July. And includes team dynamics on the 7th day, which is absolutely like the most fucking favorite class that I have. As a student, that's the one I want to take. As an instructor, it's the one I want to teach. Oh, right on. Yeah, the Dynamic Week is on sale right now for I dropped $66 off for the stimulus deal for the month of January, because if the government's going to give us a bunch of money, that'd be a great time to get spend some of it on training if you need it. And if you're, so dynamic week is $600, or any 2 classes, $600. So you could be stupid about it and sign up for 2 one-day classes that normally would cost you like $400. If that happens, I'll probably send you a message and say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? But you could sign up for 2 3-day classes, which would normally be $1,000. So you can save if you play your cards right. However, dynamic week isn't one of the 2. It's got its own deal, and that deal is all 7 days for $600, which is essentially 3 classes: a 3-day dynamic pistol, 3-day dynamic carbine, and team dynamics. Perfect. I like seeing you. I mean, like in a completely heterosexual way. What else was there that I didn't make any notes about? I guess it wasn't that important. What platform hosts Vikings? Asked Stymie snurdly. Amazon Prime has all 8 seasons, like seasons 1 through 4, and both halves of 5, both halves of 6. Whatever you want, Crystal. It's all doable. You already signed up for something else. I just don't remember what. Yes, down in the South. That would be awesome. I was kind of hoping until the fucking Wuhan thing hit that to do like a spring tour and hit, like, start driving south. There are people I want to see, and then maybe they could host a class, and then I could shoot over and go to Sonny's and shoot over and go to Del Rio and see some other people on a trail back. But then everything got really weird about whether or not like things were actually going to be able to happen in the spring of 2021. So it was like a big, well, let's hold off and see what's happening. And unfortunately, the 2 Texas classes were already locked in the spring. So didn't give me a lot of opportunity last year with enough time to get it organized to add some other dates around there and just drive away from Pennsylvania for a month. Although I need to, and I meant to do it today. I had talked to some folks in Tennessee, some folks in Georgia, some folks in Florida about hosting a seminar that didn't require a live fire range. And they all seemed interested. I need to get back in touch with them before this week is over and see if we can, if they're still interested in doing that. So I can maybe do a couple weeknight things somewhere along the way and while I'm visiting all my friends. Yeah, Adam, that's I've seen that a lot. The Wuhan has really interfered with folks. But I was talking to Paul Barlow about hosting just a seminars, regular old, like there's a bunch of tables and chairs and a guy talking, and those are usually pretty cheap. And he said he could probably find a place in the Clarksville area, which means that my Tennessee friends we could all have a big get together and actually maybe do some stuff too. So it was a pretty awesome possibility. I mean, I'm going to stop in Tennessee anyhow and see some of my friends, but there's a whole bunch of you down there, and I can't like spread out from like west to east Tennessee. So I thought if I just found a place and you all come to me, I could catch up with a bunch of you rather than like pick 2 and, throw the rest away. And because I don't want to do that. So then I got a couple friends in Florida, same deal. I was like, hey, if we can just find some place that has a room, I get a couple of my Florida friends all the way from like the north to the south. Maybe they could all drive to it and we'd, get to hang out and do a seminar on something. I have half a dozen of them or whatever. Man, trying to find land for build a range. I've been looking for 5 years up here. And luckily I have a great range that's just not super close. It's an hour and 15 minutes away. I love LCPC, PCPC, but I would like to have a place where I could shoot all night long and light cars on fire and not have to drive an hour and 15 minutes away to get to. Maybe build a team room on it. So when people wanted to come in, there was somewhere for them to stay, team room, classroom combo building. that would require a piece of property, and I have not been able to find things very well. My wife is on board for it. She actually does most of the looking for property, and then we go drive out and look at the pieces that she finds on the interwebs, and nothing has panned out yet. Oh, Josh just dropped a deposit for Dynamic Week. Way to go, buddy. The deposit's pretty cheap. That's where the $66 discount came off. It was easier for me to do that on the interwebs to instead of the pay in full option, because if someone paid the deposit, the automatic invoice, I couldn't take the $66 off of, so I have to go in and manually do it. So I thought it was a lot easier just to drop the discount on the deposit, which makes the deposit pretty cheap. But yes, you will enjoy the fuck out of that. I will be hoarse by the end, but it'll be great. Oh, 16 people all spaced out. There. But however, like, cut it off at 16 people. There's that. As long as the price isn't too retarded for room rental. Of course, limiting it to 16 people should dictate that the cost of the room is less, because if the spacing requires them to go from 60 people to 16 people because of the spacing, you're no longer renting a 60-person venue. You're renting a 16-person venue, which is much smaller, which shouldn't cost the same. Simon, hello, young man. Go put your pirate hat on. Josh, greenbacks are always friendly. As my accountant said, folded money is the best money. From an accounting sense. Steve asked, thoughts on rifle versus shotgun for home defense. 100 out of 100 times I will take a rifle. Like even like a 7-foot long Mosin or something. Like maybe even a black powder rifle. Okay, not a black powder rifle, but like a magazine fed rifle, I will take every single time over a shotgun. Because I want a magazine full of ammo. Like a big fat fucking magazine full of ammo. Although shotgun's fucking devastating. Ain't nothing wrong with using it. I want the gun to have more than 9 rounds. I want it to have 30, and I want to put 30 more in it really fast. I'll even take a gun that only holds 20 if I can put 20 more in it really fast. Actually, there's a product I've been looking at. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about it on the internet. Just suffice to say, there's a product that has my interest piqued quite a bit. And magazine size comes into this particular product. Like, they complement each other well. But that's as much as I'm going to say. So there you go. ODS 1775 is a fantastic choice. By the way, Austin, I have a question for you. There are 2 different ass end rear trunnions with the pick rail on it. And one says it's for one thing and one says it's for another thing. And I don't know what the fuck the difference in those things are. What one should I get? Because I need one and stuff. Because I don't know. Like one has a little lip or something. I don't know. I don't know what I need for like building an AK-74. Like from a flat. Like which one's gonna go with it. So if you're still listening, Austin, tell me which one I need. That's awesome. Sandstorm, you are definitely interested in this product. Remind me the next time we're in the same room together and I can tell you about it and how awesome it's going to be to get it. And Simon gets more attention on my live stream than I do, which is probably tells me my viewership is rather intelligent. Austin, that would be the brand of the flat, because I don't have it in front of me to know, but like it came in a plastic bag. So yes, 545 Occams. Well, that was originally my plan. I talked to Brian about it, and he said if I could get a like a Bulgarian kit, we would do a 1770. Maybe the number would be different if it was a. It'd be cool to call it 1774. Just saying, that would have been pretty awesome. But when I got the Bulgarian kit that I got, and when that was my intent, I also wanted to have. I really want 2 AKs, and I wanted to build one from the flat part. So that came first because I wanted to have one that I did as much as I wanted to have one that Brian did. So maybe 7.6, like at some point I'll get another 7.62 AK, and I'll just get OD 1775. But I think they should do 74s as well. All right. So I got 1 hour into my live stream. I do believe my wife is home from work. So what is the wrap? Where do we start? Where's my list? You motherfucker stole the list. All right. There's an awesome study group coming up. You all should do it. Be on the lookout for the solid copper video. It'll drop to the public in the next day or so. And speaking of solid copper, Defiant 556, all the varieties are in stock, ready to ship. You should get it. Go watch the video that Crystal linked to, the one that she's probably going to link to again. And that's all the stuff that needed to go over again. The other shit's just bullshit, government, politics, horrible people. Ugh. So those are the good things. Man, I'm not going to say anything about kits and stuff, but that big ass Haas machine you have probably could build every single part of a 1774. Just saying, Austin. I just read your comment that finding 74 kits sucks, but like what part in that can't be built on a giant fucking Haas mill? In fact, Haas mills are so awesome, they use them to make more Haas mills. Just saying. Anyhow, I know there's a whole lot more to that than we're just build all the parts ourselves on this one machine. But that's my live stream. Deal with it. I'm getting ready to punch out of here. Popping smoke. Speaking of smoke, I do not have Patriot Smokes. I get 3 emails a week asking if I have Patriot Smokes. I actually have a form reply thing saying I don't have Patriot Smokes. Yan, if you're listening, I don't have any Patriot Smokes, and people are asking if you could pick up the pace. That would be great. Some of you I will see this weekend. Some of the rest of you I will see next Tuesday. We'll do something cool next Tuesday. I don't know what it is. Go over to the book faces and send me or any of the socials, really. I guess Parler, Mew, Instagram, Twitter, Bookface. I will tell me what you think we should do cool next Tuesday, and I'll take them under advisement, promptly ignore them all, and do whatever I want. With that, I will see all you guys later. It is late, and I have things to do. I don't really, but it makes me sound important. So take it easy, and I'll see you all shortly.